Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Bree if you are new here. So today I want to share with you how I just saved $300 on organic groceries. I did do a delivery through Azure just to kind of preface this. I have no association with Azure. Azure Standard is what it's called. It's something that I've been wanting to try for quite some time, and then I started to do the math on some of the bulk items that I use every single day, and it really just made sense to go ahead and put in an order. So I'm so excited about this because as we all know, the last few years, groceries have gotten really expensive, and it's also really hard to find good deals on quality organic items. And I do try to purchase most of our food organically, so doing this was just something I was really needing to do, to be completely honest. So if you've never heard of Azure Standard before, essentially, I might butcher this a little bit, I have no association with them, but essentially it is a warehouse up in Oregon, and they do these drops. So they do truck drop deliveries to where you can get food at a cheaper rate. They sell natural organic food. I believe my area does one drop every single month. So you're able to put in an order for what you want, and then they drop at a certain location. So this was my very first experience doing this type of scenario, and it was one reason why I think I held back so much, because I just wasn't sure exactly how the whole process was going to go. But it was really easy, and my first impression was I will totally be doing this again. So when it comes to delivery day of this, what they do is they send you an email telling you what date and time to be there. I will say it would be a little bit harder if you were working any type of 9 to 5, because you have to be at the mercy of this truck delivery, and trucks can be delayed and all of that, so keep that in mind. Another reason why I've put it off for so long. Now that I am essentially 100% from home, this is something that I can do. So either way, we had to meet at this location, and pretty much it took 15 minutes, and there was at least 20 of us, 20 different groups of people getting deliveries this day. So it was quick and easy. They bring stuff to the back of the truck, they say your name, you grab it, and you leave. Really quick and easy. So I wanted to talk about all the savings today that I actually did get. I do a lot of my shopping at Whole Foods and Dillon's. Dillon's here is equivalent to like a Kroger, Ralph's anywhere else in the country. So I'm going to break this down price wise of what I would traditionally pay, what I did pay, and share with you guys how I saved the $300 this month. All right, so I have my little cheat sheet here on all of the calculations on everything, that way I can get it right for you guys. So before we jump into the food, I did Google real fast if there was any promo codes going on, and this saved me almost an extra $60. So I found a promo code for new 15, and that saved me an extra $56.60 on top of everything else. So always check, this is my little trick, always check if there's a promo code before you check out. You just honestly never know. Saving $5 is saving $5, and in this case it saved me $56.60, and I was hyped to save another chunk of money like that. Awesome. So jumping into food, let's start with celery. So celery was one of these things that I did not grow this year, and traditionally I only really keep celery for soups and stews, and I always tend to bulk buy it, chop it, and freeze it myself. So this is a 5-pound box of organic chopped celery. Essentially I saved roughly like $5 on buying this box, but I also saved time by not having to chop, dice, and freeze my celery as well. So I really like to just keep a freezer bag in the freezer of chopped celery, because you never know when you want to randomly make a soup or something. So I'm so excited about this. They had so many frozen vegetable and fruit options. So whatever I don't get out of the garden, I will probably end up ordering corn. Corn was a good one out of here. I'm really hoping for a good green bean year this year, but I'm really excited about all of their frozen vegetables. So as we move on, we are going to go to cheese. So I have mozzarella and sharp cheddar here, and I bought cases of, I think, is it 12? Yes, I bought cases of 12. So buying a case like this, I got each 8-ounce block for $3.71 per block. Let me just say I saved a good chunk of money on cheese for the next few months, because with cheddar alone, I was spending $6.99 per block, which would have ended up being like $83.88 for the exact same amount, and I spent $44.80 or $44.58. Then for mozzarella was even a bigger savings, because traditionally I would be buying an 8-ounce block organic for $7.99, which for the same amount would cost me $95.88, and we ended up purchasing a whole case for $44.58, which saved me $51.30 on cheese. I use a lot of different cheeses when it comes to making all sorts of pizzas. I make my husband breakfast sandwiches every morning, so we traditionally go through a block and a half of cheese every week of sharp cheddar and mozzarella. So this is a great find. I've actually already broken open both of them and they taste phenomenal. I actually think they taste better than what I've been getting at the store regardless. So super hyped about that. That alone was, what, a little bit over $90 in savings in just cheese. Okay, so strawberry jam. This was a really cool one. So not only can you purchase like one item from Azure, you can purchase bulk. So if you're not sure about an item and you want to test it, you can order one of that item. I think I might actually do this with salsa and try to bulk order some salsa. But they had one of my favorite strawberry like spread jams on sale this month on top of buying it in bulk. So I was able to get each jar for $4.42 by buying this 6-pack. This was even cheaper than buying any store-bought name brand organic strawberry jam, and I love this Crofters brand. Traditionally, this doesn't go on sale often, and this is $6.99 per jar at the store. So I was saving, what, about $1, well, $2, because this is $4.42 a jar how I bought it, and it's $6.49, my bad, at the store. So I saved $12.44 by buying it in bulk like this, because if I were to buy each jar singly for 6 of them, I would have been paying $38.44. Instead, we paid $26.50 because it was also on sale. So super excited to have this in the pantry as well. So moving on past these, we are going into rice. So finding organic rice in bulk is tricky from what I found. I've always bought bulk rice, but I can't really find organic often. So I was really excited about this. So I will say the Longbird brand is kind of expensive, but it is quality and you can save so much money. For example, this is the exact same rice. This is organic basmati white rice. This bag right here is 4 pounds. It's going to cost you $16.99. This is a 25-pound bag that I spent $71.73 on. So if I were to buy this in the same amount, it would cost me $108. So I saved $36.27 by buying the rice in bulk. Having rice on hand is always great. You can always throw it on something. You can make fried rice. I always have a bag of bulk rice on hand. It's just one of those things. It just doesn't go bad. And I'm so excited about this because I wasn't too thrilled about buying this for $16.99, but saving that and saving essentially like 8 pounds worth of rice, I'm actually really happy about. So win. It does seem kind of expensive. I know. I was kind of like sticker shocked at first, but I was like, I'm actually saving money, and I'm really excited to finally get my hands on a bulk bag of organic rice. Okay, so moving on with these bags, I also have here a bulk bag of 50 pounds of sugar. So I cook, bake, I do so much in the kitchen that I'm so excited to finally have a bunch of this stuff on hand. So sugar is another good one when it comes to savings. We saved $32.54 by purchasing a big 50-pound bag like this. So I was purchasing a 4-pound bag from Whole Foods for $7.49 a piece, making that $187 per pound. This was $122 per pound, and that doesn't sound like a lot in the scheme of things, but once you do 50 pounds worth, again, that saved me $32.54. So excited to have bulk sugar on hand. I'm also going to just start making my own brown sugar as well. I've been keeping molasses on hand for the chickens. Then this way I can save even more money by not buying brown sugar and then just buying a bulk bag of regular cane sugar and making my own brown sugar at home. All right, so the last bag I have here is one I am so excited about. This one here was what? Was it my biggest cost savings? It was my biggest cost savings of the day. So this is a 50-pound bag of organic bread flour. I got this for $55.95. Okay, organic bread flour. I cannot find it in my area for under $10.99, $11.99 for a 5-pound bag. So if I were to purchase the exact same quantity of flour, that would end up costing me $109.90, which I have been buying about a 5-pound bag every week. I have just fell in love with bread flour, especially making a bunch of English muffins, breads, pizzas, all that. I essentially saved money, even though it seems like that's a pretty expensive bag of flour, which again it is to an all-purpose, but the all-purpose with Azure wasn't much cheaper than buying this whole bulk organic bread flour. So I am so hyped about this. This was such a good savings, almost $54 in total just in flour. And if I'm going through 5 pounds a week, this is going to get used so fast. All right, and then we have one more, which my next one is, I actually had another one, but I didn't. We'll get into that in a second. But tortilla chips. I will full on say that this is more of one of these like luxury items where it's definitely not a need, but it did save me money, and this is something we purchase all the time. So I bought a whole case of tortilla chips. I've been buying about a bag of these chips once a week. So my husband has to have a low sodium diet, and I have found that these late July organic tortilla chips are pretty low in sodium per like serving. They are like the perfect thickness. They're not thick, they're not thin, they are crunchy, they are so delicious. And they do go on sale often at my Whole Foods. So I typically purchase them when they're on sale at Whole Foods, and I'll buy a good little stock of them. But they haven't been going on sale at Whole Foods lately, and buying it in bulk like this was actually cheaper than what the sale price traditionally is at Whole Foods. I can't really remember exactly the price, but buying this box here was $43.38, and I saved $19.53. So almost $20 by buying this box. So what? That's like 3 bags of chips for free if I were to purchase them at the store. So traditionally these are $6.99 a bag, which is pretty expensive for a chip. I get it. I started to fall in love with these when we got them on sale, and I have not been able to stop. We go through a lot of tortilla chips. But again, that is one way I was able to save another $20 on this order. So just with these 8 items alone, I was able to save $306.93. If I didn't have that extra promo code on there, what would the math be? I would have still saved $250.33. So you do have like an 8% shipping fee, but even then that was still cheaper to still purchase these items like this without going to the grocery store. So I'm really glad I ended up deciding to do the math on this. So the one thing I didn't end up getting in my order that was out of stock was butter. I was going to save like $14.52 on the butter, which again, I'm going to try to order this next month as well, because I go through so much of like these staple type of things, butter, sugar, flour, make a lot of homemade stuff. So all of this stuff is definitely going to get used up in the next like 3 or 4 months. None of this stuff even is relatively close to expiring in that time span. So hyped about this. Either way, guys, I hope this little video helped you guys out, my little first impressions with Azure and how much I ended up actually saving when it comes down to everything. I need to get all of this food put away. But until next time, thank you guys so much for watching today, and I will see you guys then. Bye.